A Jenison native and her husband killed in a plane crash in Colorado this week, just days after being married.
It's an incredibly tragic story. Fox 17's Michael Martin sat down with her family today to hear about the impact their daughter had on so many lives.
Whatever Lindsay went after, she accomplished.
It's not often that the news of someone's passing makes waves the world over. But that's what happened after the lives of Lindsay VOGELAAR and her husband Costas Civilis were cut short when their plane crashed just east of Telluride, Colorado on Monday.
Yeah, Lindsay was born in Denver, Colorado. As an infant, we returned to Grand Rapids.
Her mother, father, and sister still live in the Jenison area. And that's where we sat down with them, where they shared with us how Lindsay has always been a people person, making friends wherever she went.
Everyone that came across her just liked her. She just was that friendly, outgoing type. And that's not only locally here, but that's throughout the world.
When the girls were young, the family made a habit of taking off on quick trips, instilling in Lindsay a lifelong passion for adventure. After getting a master's in international education from Grand Valley, Lindsay decided she wanted to travel, finding her dream job as a flight attendant with United Airlines. And eventually, she would also find the love of her life.
They met overseas. He was the pilot for that flight, and she was flight attendant. And that was
a true fairy tale.
They were kindred spirits with big plans.
3 weekends ago, I was up in their airplane down in Florida, and Costas said, you know, one unique thing about being up this high, and if I tell you something and you don't like it, there's the door. And if you like it, well, then we get a safe landing. And I says, okay. And he said, Lindsay and I are eloping and we're going to get married in Telluride. Of course, I was very happy about that, and I didn't have to jump out. So
the plan to elope came about when the pandemic forced them to change their initial plans, which was a wedding in Costa's home country of Greece. After tying the knot, the couple were to head back to their home in Florida. Her father, Gary, tracking the plane's every movement through an app on his phone.
Throughout the day, I was checking to see if there was any movement on their tracking, and I happened to stop just east of Telluride. But because she told me prior that it's not always that accurate, I didn't think anything of it.
But soon, it would all become clear.
I saw a sheriff's car pull up because my windows were still open, and I thought, that's kind of strange. But then he came to the door, and he verified who I was and who Lindsay was.
They learned the couple's plane had crashed just minutes after takeoff. Their family now coming together under one roof to mourn, but also to celebrate the lives of two people who never waited for a moment to pass them by.
She was my best friend, and I talked to her every day and FaceTimed with her every single day. I was planning my life with my husband to move down to Florida to be with them, and we talked about having babies at the same time together.
Well, when we have her celebration of life, hopefully within a couple weeks, people will be coming from all over the world, friends that she met. Yeah. And again, it's going to be a celebration of life, but we got a long ways to get to that point.
In Jenison, Michael Martin, Fox 17 News.
And the family says they do plan to fly out to Colorado in a few days to bring Lindsay back home.
Yeah, crash is still under investigation. The family says the NTSB told them that it could take up to 2 years to finally learn what happened. That is a long time to wait for answers.
Yeah, and tragic as it is.
Exactly.